Hi there, I'm Camilla, a marketing specialist here at SAP Concur. My favorite part of my job is seeing the community of SAP Concur customers connect with each other, learn from each other, and build fun relationships along the way. Recently, I had the opportunity to connect with 4 of your peers. During these conversations, I had the chance to hear how they're using SAP Concur solutions and gather advice and tips they have for other SAP Concur customers, just like you. There was a lot of wisdom shared, and we've done our best to trim it down to their most useful tips and takeaways that we're about to share with you today. So enjoy the next few minutes and hear the insight from Donna, Tatiana, Janina, and Usman. Let's get started.
As soon as something changes in the company, make sure you update it accordingly. What I mean by that is, for example, checking your system audit rules. If they're still applicable, maybe you have to change verbiage or remove some audit rule to add another one. To constantly update expense types to make sure that they're still relevant. Something like receipt handling rules to make sure they're still good.
Stay curious, because you're not creating your legacy system, you are creating your ongoing changing system. It's not like you're going to set and forget it at this point and then create a whole new implementation. It's going to go along with you all the way. And it's really important to remember that. And I know I'm naturally curious, so it's not unusual for me to go, oh, what exactly does that do and what will that mean? It's going to change and evolve with you. And from where you start to where you end up is going to continually change and evolve. And that as a solution for end users and for business is a real game changer and a win.
Get an in-depth review from Concur, because technology, at least in the last 10 years, I know has changed greatly. And GW has gone back to Concur and said, look at this, this configuration that we use for expense. What do we do that's different than everyone else? What can we do to do it better? You see anything strange about us that you don't see with other customers, so that you can reconfigure over a period of time. And I think when you benchmark yourself against others and make a comparison, you're improving constantly, and you should always strive to improve what you do.
We have a production sandpit environment for our SAP Concur solution, and I have found that to be a really fun place to be. I think the fun's in the name of it. It's in a sandpit. It's in that it's being able to go in there and build things, expense types.
Always to make sure that employees are well trained regarding SAP Concur solutions and products. Something like webinars or videos which are more like custom built and specialized for the company, what company is doing. User guides, even something like maybe office hours or dedicated inbox. So as much, the more you train employees about the products, SAP Concur products, the more people are self-sufficient and knowledgeable and know what they do, the less they're coming back to you to ask those repetitive questions.
What we've seen is with people coming down and bringing their phone with them, and it's that yes and moment again. Yes, come and get your credit card, bring your phone with you, and while you're here, let's do the mobility app. And we take photos with them and show them live what it looks like, what they can do with it. And you see that the lights come on and they just think, oh, this is awesome.
Also, another good thing that Concur has is it has the kind of, it has the knowledge-based articles as well. In the kind of, you've got the support link at the top of Concur, which if you click on it, then allows you to search for, search up your query regards to anything Concur. I've used that as an admin. It's been really handy.
SAP Concur mobile app, which is a very big friend to our road warriors, those people who are always on the go, who are always traveling. It's a very convenient tool because they don't really have time to spend in front of the computers. So when they are traveling, they can put together the expenses, attach receipts, submit expenses, as well as even approve reports for those who have direct reports.
With P-card transaction allocations, GW does it through the expense module in Concur. Prior to Concur, I had 4 people in the P-card office manually reviewing 100% of the invoices, scanning things into a document retention system, etc. Now, I have 1 person, and with AI, I can audit 100% of my expense and receipts, and I've reduced my headcount by 3 and doubled the size of the P-card program. So this is better, efficient programs that we have. We're making, we're offsetting the costs of Concur and other systems that we use by actually having reduced headcounts and increased use of P-cards, because we can now trust our end users more by reviewing the data that they're submitting to us. So it's been a collective overall improvement for the university as a whole.
Use Cognos reporting as much as possible, because it can be such a big help when you need to make some decisions or provide some good insights. And I want to give just a few examples of reports we are using, and we have so much more going on. For example, you want to check incidentals or miscellaneous expense type to see if there is anything happening out there, or out-of-pocket cash transactions. And obviously, we try to discourage people to use cash, like out-of-pocket, and encourage to use corporate credit cards as much as possible. But still, that spend exists. Something like level 3 data, you can have visibility into that. Maybe to see approvers who are taking too long to approve the direct reports, expense reports. Or, for example, approvers who do not review receipts while approving those expense reports. So there are so many things that reporting can show and provide. Even when negotiating with vendors, sometimes if you have good analytics and data to back up your decisions, it can also be very helpful and useful.
Month-end accruals. The bane of accountants' existence. Used to take at least a couple of days for them to do it. So every month end, it was at least 2 or 3 days for them to do that month-end accrual. We changed all that when we introduced SAP Concur, and I admit it was a little scary. It was a little scary of how we were going to do this, but we had an amazing reporting guy out of SAP Concur Intelligence who has just been gold in my eyes. So he's been able to advise us of what to do and how to do it, and he's just incredible. But what has meant is we have daily accruals, we have daily reconciliation. We know exactly the last time it reconciled or when it didn't. We can see when anything has changed. But the biggest thing is our finance team get 2 or 3 days back every month end, which has obviously been taken up with other things now, but they don't have that days and days of trying to reconcile their source system to find out what's going on.
With our ERP system, to be able to import, export master data entities. So definitely around the master data integration, definitely developing that piece of Concur for the future, as it'll definitely save a lot of time. It'll further benefit the business as well, as it'll all kind of be automated and in sync with both systems will be in sync.
We are currently integrating with S/4HANA SAP, and we are taking SAP Concur on that journey with us. So it's a really interesting stage to be at as to what comes next as far as that integration is concerned. So we've got the new UI for request and expense, but also what that integration is going to look for, like in S/4HANA. So it's a really exciting time.
One of the ways that we can speak to companies or organizations outside of higher ed is to use the SAP Digital Community Portal. And there, and I'll give you an example, a great example, in the invoice side of the house, not many higher eds are using invoice. GW does, there might be a handful that do, out of hundreds of higher eds using Concur. So if I want to find out what's going on with Invoice, or I've got a problem that I'm trying to solve, I can go out to the digital community and post it there, and I can talk to the people using Invoice. And it's great, and I'll get an answer, or I'll find an answer if I scroll through topics.
One of the things that I absolutely have found really game-changing for me is this SAP community, in being able to access the SAP community network, and there's an administration support group on there. And what that does is you can talk to your other peers and ask questions of other administrators. If you're new to Concur, or if you're new to an organisation that has implemented Concur, and maybe you're coming into it partway through the maturity of their journey, and that can be daunting because, like, I'm not quite sure where they are in their journey, or what their legacy system was, or what they were trying to achieve.
Hi, it's Camilla again, and I'm back to wrap up all the insight Donna, Tatiana, Janina, and Usman just shared, which is no small task. Beyond the specific tips and tricks around everything from training to P-cards to reporting, I hope you heard the importance and value your peers find in the SAP Concur community. Managing a travel, expense, or AP program is no small task, and we often hear how it can feel like you're on an island stuck between finance and IT. But the SAP Concur community is a place where you can go and ask what may seem like scary questions and get advice from folks who have been where you are, or maybe where you are right now. Head over to community.concur.com to get started. So as we wrap up, I want to thank our participants for their time and their insight, and I want to invite all of you to keep this conversation going. Keep sharing what you've learned and what you're wrestling with. You never know what you might hear that will help you and your business. Thanks for watching.